Okay guys, here is our last test before Thanksgiving break. So our first part of our test is about our cubic transformation equation. And so just to go back over, the A makes it shrink, stretch, or reflect. The H makes it go left and right, but it still lies to you. And then the K makes it go up and down. Don't forget to bring your help sheet that we have about the different types of polynomials. So in this one, this means I'm going to go right 5. It's opposite of what it's telling you. So I start at 0, 0. I go right. So from 0, 0, right 5. And then 3 makes the other 2 points stretch away. So I go up 3 over 1 and down 3 over 1. And I kind of connect it as smooth as I can. Alright, so number 2, I want to do the same thing. So this one means I go left 3, lies to you, up 4. So from 0, 0, I go left 3, up 4. And then the negative out front means that the S will not go this way, but it'll go the other way. And so the points go up 1 over 1 this way and down 1 over 1 this way, because that negative makes it reflect. Alright, so then on number 3, we have 1/2. And the 1/2 just means that it shrinks 1/2. So notice that there's nothing behind it. There's not going anywhere from 0, 0. So instead we go over 1 up 1/2 and over 1 down 1/2. And so it shrinks that S shape down. And that's how we end up with that. And I'll let you try it, number 4, on your own. So on number 5, I'll do 5, and then I'll have you try 6 on your own. So we have a vertical stretch of 5. That is our A. We have a left 2. That's our H. And we have an up 5. That's our K. So in order, y equals, so it's going to go in that equation that we wrote on the back of our little help sheet, A x. Now I have to be careful with h, so it lies to you. So it goes in as plus 2, and up 5 is up 5. So stretch 5, left 2, up 5. So I'll let you try 6 on your own. So number 7 and 8 is what we learned on Tuesday. And so what we want to do is put these in factored equation. That's the one with the parentheses. So this one, it always goes in opposite, x minus 4, x plus 2, and x minus 1. So opposite signs for each of them when we're given. And so I'm going to start with the first parentheses. So I distribute x squared plus 2x minus 4x minus 8. And so I'm going to bring my work over here. So that's x squared. These two come together. Negative 2x minus 8. And then my last step is to multiply by x minus 1. And so I'm going to distribute this into that. So x to the third minus x squared. And then negative 2x into that. Negative 2x squared plus 2x. And then negative 8 into that. Negative 8x plus 8. I know it's kind of long. It's just a lot of multiplying. A lot of multiplication. So then we start with that one. And we notice that we have these two for the x squares. Negative 3x squared. And these two for the x's. And that's where we end. So in the last one, we want to just write the equation. So the x plus minus 5 comes to x plus 5. The 0 will turn into an x. This one is x minus 2 and x minus 3. All right, so number 9 is a cubic equation. So we need to find the middle of the cubic where it kind of starts to turn. So that's going to help me find um, out how much it went from 0, 0. So I would count. So y equals 1, 2, 3. 3 to the left, so that's x plus 3 because it's opposite. Up to, and notice that it's kind of backwards from our parent on the wall that I have in my classroom. So that would mean it has a negative out in front. Makes it flip around and reflect. So then on number 10, we're just going to estimate a little bit. So let's just say that it crosses at -1. It crosses at -4, crosses at 1, and crosses at 3. So I just need to write a positive even. This is a PE because ends up. Okay, ends up means positive even. So y equals, this is going to be, it's a -4, but it goes in as positive. That's a -1, but it goes in as positive. That's a +1, so it goes in as negative. And then the last one is x minus 3. Let me see, 1, 2, 3. Yep. Okay, and so you can see that there's 3 roots, positive even, and we're done. All right, so these are our polynomials. We talked about the PO, PENONE, how they end, and how many roots. And remember, it all comes down to how many roots and what's leading. So we start finding our roots, and each of these will be something. So this first one, x equals 0. This one is -3, and this one is 2. Remember, it's always opposite inside those parentheses. But that positive 2 happens twice. I will give your y-intercepts to you. So, judging by the fact that there is 4 roots, I already know that it's either going to be PE or NE. And then from there, I look at what's leading off. Well, there is no negative out in front. So because there's no negative out in front, then I know that it's going to be the positive even. And according to the positive evens start high and end high. So I'm going to plot -3, I'm going to plot 0, and I'm going to plot 2. And so starts high and ends high. What I need to be careful of is right here, I'm going to bounce. So start high, and I bounce at 2. And if it is a PE, then I know that my ends are going to be positive infinity, positive infinity. So remember, this one's as we go right, as we go left. So then on the last one, we have to do a little bit of factoring. And the reason I know that is because this parentheses is just too much. And so if you see that there's 3 terms in one parentheses, that means you're going to have to factor it. So let's do the ones we know. So this one is going to end up being x equals 0. The -2 will not determine where it crosses. The -2 does tell me it's going to be one of these end ones because it's negative. The x minus 4 is 4. This one, we have to find what multiplies to 8 and adds to 6. So it's x plus 4 and x plus 2 because 2 and 4 multiply to 8 and 2 and 4 add to 6. So when I write those down, that's -4 and -2. I'll give you your y-intercept. And so judging by the fact that it was negative out in front and that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, that means it's an even number of roots, and it's negative. So a negative even starts low and ends low. So I plot all these. There's nothing that happens more than once, so I don't have to worry about a bounce or a wiggle. So starts low, ends low. I just go through my roots. And if it starts low and ends low, then your 2 end behaviors are negative. Remember to please bring this back completed tomorrow for your test on Thursday. And also make sure you have your help sheet because you can only use that. If you lose that, then don't have any extras, and you'll be turning in your help sheet when you turn in your tests. Happy Thanksgiving.